Types of parental gatekeeping, impact on a child's well-being. A research article written and published by Bill Corbett with Veteran Fathers. Veteran Fathers is a Georgia non-profit. We're diving into the complex world of parental gatekeeping and its impact on a child's development. This phenomenon can influence the dynamics within a family. This brief review of Bill's research article is about understanding critical aspects of the different types of parental gatekeeping and how they can be identified. Let's get into it, shall we? As parents, we shape young minds, and our actions can create unintended roadblocks. These roadblocks can affect their mental, emotional, and social development. By understanding the types of parental gatekeeping, we can foster healthier environments for our kids. This knowledge hopefully empowers us to anticipate complications before they impact our children. Gatekeeping manifests in different ways. Negative types of gatekeeping is typically influenced by the underpinnings of mental abnormalities. It can be subtle or overt, but its impact is significant. This research article explores both maternal and paternal gatekeeping types. Each has unique characteristics and documented attributes and outcomes. The article establishes clear research into parental attribution. Essentially, research has identified which parent is typically more prominent towards what type of gatekeeping activity. Remember, this is a research article that cites substantive peer-reviewed research into the different types of gatekeeping.
Are you ready? Let's talk about the types of parental gatekeeping. Here is the brass tacks. Parental gatekeeping is a term that might sound unfamiliar, but it is a psychological study with qualified criteria that is deeply felt in many families. Simply put, parental gatekeeping is when one parent controls the other parent's access to the child, often creating barriers to a parent's interaction. This control can manifest in various ways. One predominant tactic is dictating time spent together with the child to undermining the other parent's decisions, access, and authority with their child. A clear example of maternal gatekeeping is a mother constantly criticizing the father's parenting in front of the child, belittling his efforts and decisions. These actions, from maternal gatekeeping, gradually chip away at the father's confidence, making him feel inadequate, which creates a wedge between him and the child. Children are perceptive and often internalize these cues, leading to confusion, anxiety, and emotional distress, which sometimes results in emotional outbursts. Bill's research shows that gatekeeping hinders a child's ability to form secure attachments with not one, but both parents, causing emotional turmoil. Gatekeeping can create a sense of loyalty conflict, impacting their self-esteem and relationships with both parents. This emotional tug-of-war has long-lasting consequences, affecting the child's mental health, emotional stability, and impacts future relationships.
In this next section, we will discuss maternal gatekeeping as a multifaceted approach. Maternal gatekeeping often stems from mental abnormalities in the mother that can manifest in unhealthy gatekeeping patterns that will have negative consequences upon the child. The most toxic is hostile aggressive gatekeeping. It involves critical behaviors to intentionally undermine the other parent. Bill's research clearly shows this is overwhelmingly attributed to the mother's gatekeeping behavior. Second most toxic maternal gatekeeping trait is negative gatekeeping. This is when the mother expresses disinterest when the father is involved, devaluing his contributions. Another maternal trait is restrictive gatekeeping. Restrictive gatekeeping sets rigid rules on the father's parenting time with the child. Finally, overprotective gatekeeping limits the father's involvement due to perceived threats falsely manifested in the mind of the mother. Understanding these primary forms helps us, and the courts, address and mitigate their impact on the child. Bill's research focuses in identifying and recognizing the problem, and from this correcting a massive misunderstanding in society.
Paternal gatekeeping, a different dynamic. Maternal gatekeeping is the single most crucial aspect to address. It is critical to address because maternal gatekeepers are predominantly the most toxic. Maternal gatekeepers have a perception of self-empowerment. They feel, through a manifestation of societal protections and traditional perceptions, their misbehavior is protected behavior. For men, passive disengagement, a type of gatekeeping, is typically a father who takes a backseat in parenting. He basically becomes so defeated, he unplugs. Permissive gatekeeping, again typically fathers, undermines the mother's decisions by being overly lenient. Once again, the father unplugs. Both forms create confusing dynamics for the child in what the child perceives with the lack of involvement from the father. These behaviors may subdue the maternal gatekeeping toxicity, but creates a world of conflict for the child. It is important to note, the research shows, if we can properly identify the types of gatekeeping, we can foster a positive environment for both parents and children.
The importance of recognizing and addressing gatekeeping. Parental gatekeeping can profoundly impact a child's well-being, affecting their emotional and psychological development. Children pick up on subtle power dynamics and internalize them, often without even realizing it. This can lead to feelings of insecurity and confusion, making it hard for them to understand their place in the family. Gatekeeping hinders a child's ability to form secure attachments with both parents, which is crucial for their emotional health. Recognizing and addressing gatekeeping is about understanding both parents' roles and contributions in a child's life. It's about fostering an environment where both parents feel empowered and valued in their parenting roles. Children need to feel loved and supported by both parents to develop a strong sense of self-worth. Addressing gatekeeping creates a stable and nurturing environment, essential for a child's overall well-being and happiness.
Breaking down the gatekeeping barriers, a path forward. Breaking down these barriers starts with proper identification and action. The goal is to educate our mental health professionals and courts about the different forms of gatekeeping and their impact. Communication is also key. Open, honest dialogue between partners is crucial. In high-conflict family matters, it is important for mental health professionals to accurately identify the gatekeeping patterns. Seeking professional help only provides a neutral environment to work through issues. The legal challenges are of utmost importance. Acknowledging and accurate identification of gatekeeping traits takes time, effort, and commitment from both the mental health professionals and the legal community. Addressing gatekeeping protects children. Bill's research into gatekeeping has rapidly become the watermark for high-conflict family court proceedings in the legal community. Please help with this research by donating to veteran fathers.